Hey y'all. I forgot to click live. This is great. um Thank you Doc Pop for noticing that there's no video. Nobody was I thought I was live. I didn't think that I This is great. Okay. How long have I been streaming to myself? 10 minutes, Keith. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear the microphone? Okay. I Again, I haven't done this since March, and I just got back from therapy, and also I had a root canal retreatment, and the weather's been shit. My mind is in the gutter, but the sound is good. So anyway, hello, welcome to my stream. Let's pretend the last 10 minutes didn't happen. Sound is good. Okay. So yeah, y'all are way too patient for your own good. My issue now is I cannot get I don't know why the chat box on the window, why you all are not coming up under the fire. So anyway, you probably heard me talking the whole time, right? W for therapist regarding yesterday's announcement. Okay. Audio is good. I'm actually streaming. You're showing up in the chat. We're in the fire. Let's fucking go. Okay. We're ready. Okay, let's go back to the browser. Okay. Glitch had announced that they are winding down project hosting and user profiles. You can go to the blog.glitch.com. It's a nice blog. And Doc Pop said I was silent. Yeah, that made sense because I didn't click go live on YouTube. What happened is I went live on Streamlabs, but I have YouTube make me click the go live on YouTube, and I missed that step. So I've just been fussing over the chat box, and I'm glad that you all missed that. But here we are. Now you're all in the chat roast, getting warm and toasty. It was kind of a cool, gross, rainy week here in Jersey City. It still is kind of like wet, but it's not as cold. And I just got back from the city from therapy, so I have my latte from Gotham Roasters. If you're ever in the Flatiron area, this is like my go-to place. They rule. I'm gonna finish that, and then I'm gonna hit into my just poured 10 minutes ago hot coffee with oat milk creamer, and then I will wash that down with a sugar-free red peach iced tea, because we stay hydrated and caffeinated. So yeah, beautiful blog. So we have until July 8th unless Fastly changes their mind, and I feel like we can collectively be like, give us more time, and they should do that. But project hosting and user profiles are going to be shut down. Hopefully they will continue Glitch in some sort of form, but Glitch as we know it is being wound down. I wrote on my blog some of my feelings about that. You can go to livelaughblog. I almost said the wrong site. And just ultimately, like, this is a thing that's happening, this is a thing that needs to happen, and so what do I have to do as someone who is a Glitch user and doesn't work there? I have to figure out what projects I have that I need to be hosted. Because I have like over 730 projects like on Glitch. I have 37 pages. It's 20 per page. But not all of them have to be like active. So I want to go through them, download them, and kind of categorize like which ones don't need to be like live anywhere like immediately, which ones do have to be like migrated and deployed, and figure out what is the best spot to do that. I have ideas and thoughts on this already. Keith says your profile used to page me with an incident. That is true. I had so many projects that it used to DDoS all of Glitch by just going to my profile page. And, you know, that's on API call optimization. That was also when like GraphQL was starting to be a thing. It was like, oh, maybe GraphQL will fix this. But then the blockchain came, and then AI, and now no one gives a fuck about GraphQL. What a weird, crazy world we live in. Okay. So, let me tell you what I've been doing already. Because I have a few main sites that I like actively need to be live all the time. And that is Jen Schiffer, which is private code because I don't want people didn't want people remixing my personal site and then like having my personal site out there. I don't know. Live Laugh blog, which is my blog. Make8bitart.com, my pixel art editor. And then bugsrock.online, which is my upcoming candle store that's launching on May 31st. I already have these. I've been like staging them on Glitch, and then when I am want to deploy it, I would export it to a GitHub repo, and then it would deploy the static site to DigitalOcean. And that's kind of what I've been doing for those four main sites. jenschiffer.com, Live Laugh blog I started this week, bugsrock online, and make8bitart.com. So I'll show you this. So this is DigitalOcean. I've been using DigitalOcean since like 2013, which is why like I went to DigitalOcean. Up until a month ago, I was running my own Mastodon instance. Shout out Stefan Hayden in the chat, admin of gardenstate.social, which is the instance I'm in now. That's why it says estimated cost $930, because I deleted finally the Mastodon droplet like a week or so ago. So I'm not running that anymore, but that came with some costs. It was costing me about like $20 a month to host my Mastodon instance. That's not what this stream is about. I actually want to write about that whole experience because I've been hosting my own instance for a couple of years. But I figured, since I do not have like a real job, and I'm not yet the JD Rockefeller of candle making, I can save some money by not running my own instance. Also, I couldn't get the instance updated. Mastodon is like an insane like amalgamation of software that's very hard to like keep up to date. I've not been like a sysadmin since 2013. No, 2016. So a lot has changed then. So the learning curve is a lot steeper for me. So yeah, the thing is I have this Mastodon project. Okay. I was gonna click this, but it's like DigitalOcean's like, no. I've been trying to delete that project, and I think it's actually finally deleting, because I also was hosting all my Mastodon assets on a DigitalOcean Space. Space is like DigitalOcean's like EC2. Anyway, Stefan says my life goal is to never admin assist. Like, would you download a car? Would you admin assist? Not me. Did you know that the font used in that original commercial, like, would you steal a car, was like a stolen font? I read that and I believe it. Anyway, I have already been deploying to DigitalOcean Oh, Keith said the music also. It's so funny. Unlicensed. Incredible. They should have added what I'm playing right now, a fashion saxophone playlist, royalty free. Um, everyone's stealing except me. But yeah, anyway, on DigitalOcean, I'm deploying 4 sites, and they're static. And for DigitalOcean's app platform, you can deploy 3 static sites for free, and each additional one is $3 a month. So I originally moved. You can see my activity here. So a couple of months ago, there were some custom domain issues happening with like Glitch, and it kept like blanking out while I like needed the sites to be running, and so that's when I started moving them. Yeah, mid-March. I had no idea at that point that there was no one had said anything to me about project hosting like winding down. It was purely because there was like some custom domain outages, and so I was like, I'll just build on Glitch, export to GitHub, and that'll trigger a deploy to DigitalOcean. So that's why I added jenschiffer.com. This is great. I love that this is happening. Okay. So what I was doing was I would edit Jen Schiffer in Glitch. Let's wake this up. And then when I wanted to deploy those changes, I would export it to GitHub. And I have a GitHub repo. Let me open up GitHub. GitHub is something I've been using since 2007. I don't like it. I don't like that there's like nowhere to host your Git repositories that aren't like an AI fire hose machine. How do I get to my fucking profile? There we go. So let's look at my repos. Okay, so .com, it's a private repo, because again, I don't need people surveilling my shit on GitHub. So what I would do is I would export it to this repo, and then in DigitalOcean, I have it set to listen to that repo. This app's going to cost me $3 a month. But yeah, if you know of a place where I can host a GitHub a Git repository, because even like GitLab is like native AI at every step. Like it's all like AI. Or what is, I don't know, commit message without the 2 emojis. So here's the thing. I often edited my commit messages when I exported from Glitch, because I did not like those emoji in the commit message. But like I didn't like hate it enough to be like, we have to remove it. It was my own personal like choice. Anyway, that's what I would do. I think I don't have any more static sites that I would deploy to DigitalOcean, but I figure it might be helpful to show you how to do one from the start. I'm not going to keep this. I'm not going to keep this app that I'm going to set up live forever, but I just wanted to like show you. So I have on video, this is how like I would deploy a static site to DigitalOcean. Okay, so here's my dashboard. So I have 2 boosted apps, RoboMotion and Apology Hero. I think Apology Hero is a full stack app. Yes. Not interested in doing that right now. And RoboMotion is as well. Stripper robot. Okay. I want to show a static site because I don't know if I want to deploy. I think to deploy a Node app to DigitalOcean's app platform, it made it sound like it costs $25 a month, which is insane. I would very much rather do a $5 a month DigitalOcean droplet because I can manage a Node server. Let's go back to my dashboard. Let's find a static site. Candlemath. No, you need to pick the $5 one. Cause it starts you off with like, it starts you off being like, it's $24. Like watch, for example, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, they always hide the cheaper instance. Okay, it's sneaky. They default to a much bigger instance than necessary. And I don't like that. And so I wouldn't encourage. Here's like, this is like my framework for. Let me get into webcam mode. This is like my framework for like what tools I want to use. I can like spend a few bucks here and there. I have the privilege of that, even though I am, again, I don't have a real job. But I don't like dark patterns like trying to push a $25 instance, especially when you share what project you want to deploy to DigitalOcean. They have the code. They know what you need. So for them to be like, oh, you need this like $25 thing is like insane. It puts a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't like that DigitalOcean does that. The other thing that I'm looking for are services whose CEOs would not like willingly like let Trump piss in their mouth before he even asks to. So like I'm not using Vercel. I'm not using Cloudflare. So I'm going to be exploring different services. If you like know any, like I want to use something that's aligned with my values, which is harder and harder to do. So I think a lot of us were like on Glitch. But DigitalOcean, despite that stupid trying to get me to do a large node instance, has been pretty well otherwise. So let's see. Let me show you. I'm just gonna like go back. Let me show you what it's like to create an app in the digital app platform. You ignore anything that says Gen AI. Thank God that's not the first thing in the list. So you choose a source. It could be a GitHub repo. The Git provider options are GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. Bitbucket is Atlassian's. Do any of you use Bitbucket as like a normie, or is it just like a work thing? I don't know. Let's see. Bitbucket. I always got the sense that this is enterprisey. Okay. Free forever for up to 5 users. Nothing is forever. Nothing's forever. Use Bitbucket before GitHub made private repos normal. Up to 5 users. Build minutes. Build minutes is such a funny concept. additional build minutes. It's like nighttime minutes. Remember like when cell phones first came out and phone calls cost more after 7 p.m.? Deployment environments, unlimited private repositories. Jira integration, thank God. Oh no, no AI features, the free account. That's so funny. I feel like Microsoft's going to have a plan where it's like you can pay $500 a month to have no AI features, and that will be how they make all their money. They'll like free us from this prison, respectfully. By the way, my opinions and feelings do reflect that of my employer, so put that on the record. Okay, so Git provider. I use GitHub. I have my GitHub permissions only list specific repositories that I would allow it. And so let me show you an example of an old version of Live Laugh blog. So you pick your branch, you can pick your source directories. Live Laugh blog is an 11D site, but it does use Node for the build process. There is a package.json file. So what's going to happen, and you can select whether auto deploys every time an update's made to a branch. So you can like create like a new branch. It has to exist on the repo already. So if you want like a deploy branch or whatever, but I just keep it at main. And if you have a specific folder, like a build folder that you commit for some reason, that's where you can put the source directory. But I don't commit the build directory. I just commit the 11D project. And so what will happen is it will see the package JSON and be like, this is a Node app. So, and this is where it's like, here, just get a shared 1 gig RAM memory, 2 containers, $24 a month, whatever. No, bitch, I don't need that. Also, it's not like a web service. I know that it's an 11T app, so there is like a build that needs to be done, but then you can just deploy the static site. So here it says Node.js build detective. Well, I know I don't need that. So you have to click edit under info and change it to what it is, a static site. And then look, it goes down to $3 a month. But if you are like me or like most people, you're not checking into your Git repo the built app. You need to, on deploy, do that build command. And so in deployment settings, they'll have Node set up, and then you just have to put in the build command, which in my case is usually just npm run build. And then you choose what the output directory for your app was. Like, so my folder was called build. And then that's all I need there. If you have environment variables, you can like add that and stuff. You can choose a region, a unique app name, and then what project it falls under. And then you're good to go. Because I've hit my like 3 static sites from my free account, it would be charging me $3 a month for this one, which is significantly less than $24, and you don't need the whole like Node kind of thing. So, thank you for telling me that I'm on webcam mode, and I just missed. You all need to be more yelling at me when it seems like I'm talking and showing you a thing. I'll run through it really quickly. Again. GitHub, Live Laugh blog, main, whatever, auto deploy. It wants me to do $24. It detected Node because I'm using Node to build my app, but it's an 11D site, so I'm changing it to a static site. And then I'm changing my deployment settings to run npm run build, because that's all I need Node for, is to run build. And then I choose the output directory. And then that will create and deploy the app from that GitHub repo, which is here. So if we'll go and run whatever is in my package JSON npm run build, and that'll cost me $3 a month. Okay. I'm gonna have to like figure out my monitor situation so I can see both Streamlabs and my browser at the same time, so I don't do that again. But yeah, I'll write like a tutorial on this as a guide to share in the forum. I know that the glitch team is putting together migration guides. And so this is one way that I do that. Now, if I were to keep this as a web service, again, it wants me to do $24. Let's say you do need a node service. You can like change the instance size. So like for like my blog, probably wouldn't need a gig of RAM. And that can get you down to like $5. If you need something dedicated, that's great. But like we're talking about glitch projects. You're not going to need to move your glitch project to a dedicated instance because it was by the least like the most shared possible instance ever. So don't be too precious and think that you need more than you actually need. And also the great thing about like hosting services, they've gotten so much more complicated than they used to be. But with that complication means that you can start small and like scale as you need. So it used to be like when you got your server, you had to get how much you actually needed. It was hard and expensive to scale. Now you can start with like very little and grow it for not too much of a cost. Like if I created this app with only 512 RAM and I'm hitting towards a gig, I guarantee DigitalOcean will pop up the little fucking shark and he'll be like, I think his name's Sammy. Sammy will be like, bitch, you need a bit more RAM. Like, do you want it? Click here. And it will like make it happen. So with complication of figuring out how much things cost, at least it makes it easier to pay more. And that's capitalism, baby. Anyway, that's DigitalOcean. I'm not going to create the app, but we love to upsell. Everything I do when I wake up is for upselling to the shareholders. Now, another cool thing about DigitalOcean is you can have them manage your domain for you. So I use Namecheap for my domains, and I had set my name servers for Make 8-Bit Art to DigitalOcean because Make 8-Bit Art is my like most visited site, and I don't know, DNS. I know it's controversial to say that DNS is complicated and convoluted, but it fucking is. And I don't know, I just chose to set the name servers for Make 8-Bit Art. But these others, if you have, so like Live Laugh Blog. Live Laugh Blog is deployed from a GitHub repo. I last deployed it yesterday when I wrote my like response to the glitch news blog. It takes about 46 seconds to build, and let's see, insights, activity, runtime logs. There's none. Okay, settings. So if you go to the settings of a project, you can set what the domains are. And so you start off with like a weird, ugly DigitalOcean.app domain. And then you can add your own custom domains. And so how you add them is you can, let's say, you want to add a domain that you got as a joke over 10 years ago and it now costs you a ton of money. You can have them manage your domain, which means you'll move all the DNS records to DigitalOcean. So you're setting these name servers. Or you can manage your own domain where you keep it, like, for example, Namecheap, and then they tell you to create a CNAME record through here. The thing is your DNS provider might not let you set up a CNAME record for like a root level domain. It literally says up here, not all DNS providers support this method for root domains. Notice CNAME flattening or using an ANAME or alias record. Check your provider for more info. So if you find that there's no way to add a CNAME alias to just like star or root, like it has to be a subdirectory like www, then you might as well just let DigitalOcean manage it. So yeah. Casey says, I'm letting 3 very old underused domains go this month. End of an era. Yeah, honestly. Let me see. I'm going to open up Namecheap on a tab that's not on the window. By the way, if any of you hack me, you're going to jail. So, just want to let you know that. My only domains right now, I think I'm using all of them. I can show you this. I'm an open book, an open computer. So my newest domain, bugsrock.online, that's my candle store, launching next week. Genmoney.biz /jennifer.com, jort.technology, which we're coming up on the 11-year anniversary of JortSort. I gotta figure that out. I'm not using Live Laugh Club. I think I'm just gonna let that expire. Make 8-bit art. Pixel Kitchen, I'm gonna let that expire. That was my old Mastodon instance. And in fact, the .kitchen domain started costing like $30 or something insane, and that's why I was like, no more. So I've pretty much been pretty good at like letting domains that I'm not using go. And then Vart Institute, Vart's still like live and people go to it, so I just leave that there. But the .kitchen domain price is going up. Like, we're being price gouged, my friends. Anyway, I hope that that was a somewhat helpful way to show you how I have my primary static sites deployed to DigitalOcean. I think next what I want to tell you is how I currently update genschiffer.com, because I'm moved away from editing it on Glitch. So I have it set to deploy from this repo. Where is it? San Francisco? No, we're changing it to New York. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter. It matters to me. I'm from New York, so my apps live in New York. And my apps, I don't live in New York right now, so I can't vote. I can't like choose to not rank Eric Adams. I won't be ranking Eric Adams or Andrew Cuomo because I am not voting, because I'm not a New York City citizen anymore. But my DigitalOcean apps are, and they will not be ranking Eric Adams or Andrew Cuomo. I was going to say that's as political as I'm going to get. Might not even be the case. But what I'm trying to do is find the GitHub repo. When did I push a deployment? Why is it doing that? Anyway, I'm not sure why it started deploying that, but let's see. Okay. So genschiffer.com used to be the GenSchiffer project on Glitch. Now I edit it locally and commit it to .com. This is my GitHub repo. Okay. So I'm going to move you to my editor locally on my machine. So this is Nova. It's by Panic. And the text is far too tiny for the screen. So I'm going to... Let's update the font. How does this look to you? I'm gonna take a sip of some of my drinks while I wait for confirmation that you can see what's here. I can also change the colors if light mode is maybe easier. Okay, we just finished the latte. Okay, well, I'm gonna move forward. So, Nova is a code editor by Panic, a company whose founder would not willingly open their mouth for Trump to piss in it without him even having to ask, unlike Microsoft, which is why I paid for the software instead of using VS Code. So if anybody asks me, why are you using VS Code? Someone can direct them to minute whatever of this stream. So this is my local.com repo. This is the index for my site. I can open up a little preview. Look, it's like Glitch, but smaller and on my machine. So I get my editor on the left and I got my preview on the right or whatever. But this is my website, last updated a few days ago. And what I've started doing was I created a glitch directory and I added 3 glitch projects of mine that are static. Because again, I'm keeping this as a static site. And so I started moving them into here. Then when I'm done and I've made these changes, there is a Git interface in here where I can stage all of my files, do my commit message, and send it, which is fine. Sometimes I just open up my terminal and I just do it raw commands because that's what I'm more familiar with. I'm trying to get used to this visual interface, and then usually I just commit it directly into the main branch, and when you do that, it triggers a deploy to DigitalOcean. So yeah, right now the only change file here is readme because I've removed a bunch of stuff. And look at this cute little diff interface. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing, and that's kind of my plan for my local stuff. So for my smaller static sites, just having them within a glitch directory on genshifter.com. So that way I can go /glitch/ candle making inventory. Here's that. Casey and Stefan are talking about mounting storage. So for DigitalOcean, it is called Spaces. It costs $5 a month, and there's quite a significant amount of storage that you get with it. I hit the limit on it once because again, I was using Spaces for all the media on my instance, and of course I talk too much on Mastodon, and so I interact with too many instances, and so I was my Spaces was filling up with all those images. And then I found a blog post of commands to run, let's see, nice, Pixel Kitchen, resources. So Ricard Torres, look up their blog, Improving Mastodon's Disk Usage. And there's some commands that you can run to remove old things. Literally every image you encounter, every profile image, all their headers and stuff like that gets saved to your Spaces. I know this is different than what Stefan or Casey are talking about, but it is something, again, I'm going to write more about the Mastodon instance stuff, but DigitalOcean Spaces, fairly cheap, and was easy to set up with that, depending on what you're using it. So Let's see. Okay. So what we're gonna do first is I'm going to move a glitch app. I'm gonna download a glitch app. I'm gonna pop it into my .com glitch directory, and make some changes to it. I'm also going to do this by last edited. So apology hero, that's Node. I'm gonna download that. Let's see. I just created a folder on my desktop called glitch. I have probably like 70,000 folders called glitch on my computer. But I'm gonna just download these projects as I go through it, into there. Gen Schiffer, I don't need that anymore, so I could actually archive it. I'm gonna download it, and maybe I'll create a folder for archives. Archive. You can't see what I'm doing on my machine, but I'm creating folder stuff, just save stuff. Okay, so Gen Schiffer is there. Bugs Rock Online, I don't need that anymore. Live, Laugh, Blah. These are my streaming assets. So if you look above me, there's this Windows 95-esque little window. That is a browser window. And that's Live, Laugh, Blah. Let's open that up. This is a static site. So, this is random stuff, but it's static, and so I'm actually going to download this. I'm going to download the project because it doesn't need its own Git repo. And I'm going to save it to my desktop. Let's see. Let's go back to Nova. Here we are. Okay, let's get out of this view. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag and drop from my desktop. I have a TGZ file that I unzipped, and it creates a folder called app. And I'm going to try drag and drop it. There we go. It's a glitch. There we go. The name of the app was Live, Laugh, Blah. And I'm going to delete things that I don't need. I don't think I needed any. Let's see. Glitch / live, laugh, blah. Okay. So we have here. What is with this wonky? Why isn't it taking up the whole tab? Preview. You know what? Let's do it on the bottom. Give me the bottom. There we go. Oh, can I not make the preview the bottom window? I don't know, whatever. So glitch / live laugh blah. I have some reference materials I need to figure out. I'm gonna get rid of some of these folders that have nothing in it, which is why they didn't show in the glitch editor. Just directs a user to the given URL. Oh, I used to set like a currently link. I'll keep that there. So here, I do need to properly reference where my CSS is. There we go. So now, this is local. I haven't deployed it yet. But I'm going to delete this folder too. Okay, so now I can go to the Git interface and I'm going to stage all of these files. And I'll do add glitch, live, laugh, blah. And I'm committing it straight to main. So it's ready, pushing it. And now, let's go to my browser. I push to deploy. We can go to the build logs. So here's what DigitalOcean's doing. Besides refreshing while I'm trying to show you, because it just finished. So it starts with the build. It fetches the source code from the GitHub repo. If you have any, like, if you build pack is like where it detects if you need like Node or whatever. Does some caching, builds the app, and then it uploads the static assets. So like it doesn't just update files that have been edited. This builds the entire site. So if you have a very large site that does a lot of like image processing and stuff, your site can take forever to load. Like I bet you the glitch blog probably takes like 20 minutes to build, if I recall correctly. But this is just 40 files. And so now we should go to glitch / live laugh blah. And there we go. And now I can take this and edit the title card view. The title card URL on Streamlabs right now, which is what I use for streaming, used to say live laugh blah that glitch.me, and now I'm changing it to jenschiffer.com/glitch/live laugh blah. Close. So you haven't noticed a change up there, but if I were to change it, I mean, why not? Why don't I just change it? We can redeploy it again. Deploying is free. Let's go to Nova. Let's for here, let's change the status. Dual glitch and Gabbo. Let's do that. glitch in Gabo. Okay. And then because I've edited my site, I keep last updated page. I'm going to change the last update to the 23rd. Go, stage all. Yo Gabo, Gabo. Yo Gabo, Gaboo. And this is only my repo, so I can say whatever I want in commit messages. Okay. Push to main. And then let's go back to here. We're building the site. Building complete. Deployment, May 23rd. The real test is I'm going to refresh the title card, so pay attention to up here. Now it says Gabo. I just refreshed the cache for the page. And yeah, so I almost typed in Gabo. There we go. So that's one glitch site I've moved from my dashboard. Now that I've done that, I can archive it, right? Should I archive them? Yeah, I should probably archive them as I go along, especially the ones that no one else is using. I've already moved candle mold math. I've already moved candle math. I've already moved candle making inventory. I'm gonna keep this for now. I'm gonna archive that. I think that might be on my profile. Secret candle math. I think this is just it's not like actual secret. I think I just added some molds to it. Yeah. I'm gonna save that. Wait, where did you go? Oh, there you are. Download. And then I'll put that. I have like 3 folders for my glitch apps now. I just have like the root directory, which will have like my node stuff. And then I have a folder for archive, which is like, I don't need to like move it. And then one for .com, which is the ones I want to put to genshifter.com. Those are the static ones. Okay, live laugh blog. I can archive that. Live laugh was live laugh was just a project where I was typing in. If I go to livelaugh.blog, actually I can show you this now. I have a bookmarklet that takes you from a glitch project to the editor view, and it literally just gets like the window location and like splits the tokens, and this goes to glitch.com/edit/hashbang/ whatever it thinks the project name is. And so if I wanted to go to the editor for the glitch blog, instead of typing out live laugh blog, I would just hit this. It would take me to live laugh, and then I have a readme that says, do you mean the blog, which would take me to the editor for live laugh blog. Basically like a Rube Goldberg machine of glitch links. I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss that wackiness. Anyway, that's all that live laugh is, so we don't like need. I'm gonna download it anyway, just for history's sake, but that was not doing anything. Bye. Hello Express. Those bookmarklets came in real clutch. I had another one, but I accidentally deleted it. That would take you to the project page view. Okay, Hello Express. I'm not gonna change this. This is like a popular one. This is the original starter app for Express. There's someone there right now. Don't mean to put you on the blast, but it's popular. Because we moved to Fastify, and some people just want to use Express. It I haven't updated it in a month or so. But yeah, that's a beloved. Um, we're gonna I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna create a new folder called starters, because I have a lot of like starter projects that I created a folder in the wrong directory. Starters. I'm glad you can't see this part. But move Hello Express there. I'm not gonna archive it. Bugs Rock. I think this is a Three.js app. That just says Bugs Rock. Yep. Bugs Rock is the name of my candle store. It's the name of my LLC I started earlier this year. And Bugs Rock, I made this site like maybe over a year ago. Bugs Rock is like what I type instead of Hello World, and so it made sense to call my business that. And so this is like my first Three.js app I ever made. And so it says Bugs Rock and has all these silver Cheerios. Donuts, if you will. So yeah, this is like a project that can be static and is nostalgic, of course. Now it's downloaded. I'm going to archive it. Feather Tangy Polonium. Node 8 needs update. So this is an oldie. By the way, I have to stop streaming before 4 because I have a Zoom call with Tasha. If you know Tasha, you know Tasha. Ever since she left Glitch in like 2022, we've continued doing our one-on-ones every Friday afternoon. So, except we don't talk about work stuff anymore. Well, we talk about our respective work stuff, but anyway. Stefan says, I've always wanted to make a company called Nested Tables. Do it. You know, Stefan, starting an LLC in New Jersey was actually such a breezy experience. The documentation for having an LLC and like doing taxes and stuff were surprisingly like understandable and, and readable. I mean, ask me next year after when I do my like first like corporate taxes, whatever. But also, it's been really easy for me to do my quarterly taxes because I haven't sold anything yet. So I haven't collected any sales tax. So all my forms I'm like 0, 0, 0, not making anything, not selling anything. So ask me in next quarter how good the New Jersey documentation is. But yeah. Anyway, I know what this project is. It hasn't been edited in a while. Do you have to do a tax something? If you have a business, you gotta do a tax. You have to. Okay, so this is another thing I will stream or like write a blog post about on like how to start a business. But it's like you start an LLC, but you also, if you're gonna sell anything, you have to like get a certificate so that you can like take sales tax. So this project, I think this is a remix. AssetJS lets you use relative. I feel like this is a remix of something Corey might have made. Or Gareth. Gareth used to lead marketing. A lot of these projects in the early days that have me on it were probably built by Gareth. So this is allowing you to basically set like a vanity URL for your assets. That's not, I don't think anyone's using it. It also, doesn't actually, like, why is this running even if it requires an old version of Node? Not my problem. Archive. Well, actually, let me download it. I'm going to create a new folder called Too Old to Care, where I'm probably not going to put it anywhere, but I'm just downloading it. And I'm going to archive it. Q&A app for meetings and events. This is probably project hours. So meeting questions is the original. Oh, maybe I started building something. Oh, that's right. Okay. This is a project I was remixing meeting questions to do something to send your name to me via a Google form, but I never did anything with that, so I'm just gonna archive it. But meeting questions is a Node app that lets you submit questions, and then it tracks what the questions are and you can select it. This is basically like a way for, we use this on the glitch team during like all hands and stuff, to be able to anonymously or not anonymously, if you want to give your name, ask questions, which was cool at glitch. Fastly could never, and so this really only got used like within our own team. But I built that. I'm gonna download that. That actually doesn't need to be like alive, but I might create like a repo for that so other people can use it. Hello Blue Sky Sheep. This is a Node app as well. This is actually active right now. And I accidentally put meeting questions in the Too Old to Care. Meeting questions. Okay. So in my glitch folder, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 5 folders. Archive.com, that's to be moved to .com. Node, these are projects I do want to run that need Node, but I'll probably put them all in one droplet if I use Dio. Starters, which don't need to be live but are good to like start from, so I'll probably create like a repo somewhere. And then Too Old to Care, which are like, they're old, they're not useful. They're probably coupled with the glitch development experience, which will be redundant in a mere 6.5 weeks. By the way, I should set a reminder every 20 minutes to say that 6.5 weeks is an insane timeline to shut down project hosting, and I truly encourage Fastly management to change their minds on that. So I should create like a sound thing. Maybe I'll hire someone on Fiverr to do like a Funkmaster Flex-esque audio clip where they say that. Anyway, Hello Blue Sky Sheep is a Blue Sky bot that I made that literally counts sheep. Let me close some of these tabs. Okay, so this is an active bot that's running. I just woke up the app, and so it's gonna start counting sheep. Literally, it just like counts it on an interval of how many milliseconds? Oh, I guess every minute. Every minute, it will count the sheep. And so if you wake it up, it will start counting sheep. I created this before Blue Sky was even like open for the public. But it's nice to see how many people, how because once the container falls asleep, it stops counting because I don't have that as like a boosted always awake app. So like the fact that that container is up for 41 minutes means somebody was probably looking at the code to see how to build a bot. I love this because there's no node 18 on glitch, and node fetch is necessary for the Blue Sky, the app proto API. I created fetch from the node fetch package and then set the global fetch to equal that one, which is a funny, horrifying thing that one can do. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that active, and probably create a repo and put it somewhere else. Who knows? Or maybe it will be the last time anyone counts sheep. Will be on July 8th. Or maybe a later date if Fastly Management decides that is not a fair timeline. We should give them more time. But yes, Jason, that is how one can make fetch happen if you're running on an old node server. Okay. Rapid arrow prune. What was I doing in August? Oh, well, in August I was in the process of quitting my job and going to xoxo, and so this could be anything. Let's see. It's public, so can't be too crazy. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. It's just the hello website. Let's open up the rewind, see if I actually edited anything. And if not, then I'm archiving it. Don't want to do anything. Let's see. Example. Nothing. Okay. So rapid arrow prune. I'm not even downloading it. Clammy vigorous shake. 3 project hours this month. What could this possibly be? Oh, I think I need some Advil. I feel like I got punched in the face. Dental work. Let's see. Rewind. I'm gonna miss this, the rewind tool. Okay, I don't think this is anything. We're gonna archive. Draw an owl. I know what draw an owl is. Draw an owl. Let me download that because I'm definitely gonna add that to .com. Ooh. Okay. Draw an owl is just like a joke app. You draw some circles, you would draw an owl, like the meme. This is an easy add to .com because I just need to move these in. I will have to figure out the assets, so let's do that real quick. Let's open up Nova. Okay. Let's get out of here. Get out of here! Okay, so I have draw an owl. That's a glitch. Rename to draw. Come on. Draw an owl. the cool thing about having this move to genschiffer.com under a glitch directory is that when they launch, what the team's working on is a way for all of us to put in the new URLs of our glitch apps so things can be redirected, and Fastly committed to managing those redirects through 2026. We'll be able to download projects through 2025 and then the redirects through 2026. And so I'll be able to be like, drawanowl.glitch.me should go to genschiffer.com/glitch/drawanowl. So I'm trying to keep like the names and stuff similar because I don't want to have to like keep a spreadsheet of new project names and all that jazz. I don't think I need the public folder or the views folder, so let me delete those. Okay, so we have an asset here that I'm gonna have to go to my browser and download. Let me drag and drop it. Draw an owl. There we go. Rest of owl. So then this will be /glitch/draw an owl /rest of owl. And then how to draw an owl. Let's I'm trying to drag and drop. Okay, and this will be /glitch/draw an owl. And RIP glitch communico jams. Let's do /glitch/draw an owl. I think. Am I using CSS? Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see if that's working. And then what I want to do is I want to add a box to genschiffer.com that expands all the glitch apps on it. Something how like here I have, for my speaking experience, like these like dialogue boxes. So I kind of want to have like a glitch thing, and then you click it and it's links to all the glitch apps. That's the vision. /draw an owl. Okay, that's not working. Why is it not working? Script, draw an owl /script. Oh, great. So source is /draw an owl. Okay, we're gonna have to open up the browser and see what's going on here. Oh, it's fine. It's just the preview in Nova wasn't letting me draw. Oh, weird. They must put some, like, I don't know. Anyway, it's working. There. Hey, Potch, you made it. Welcome. I was just moving over my Draw an Owl app to my website. Well, let's go back to Nova. Okay. So now I can say add glitch / draw an owl. Cool. I'll add that later. Okay. And let's see. Oh no. Dashboard, where did you go? Posh is trying to decide whether to make a subdomain for all these delays. So what I'm doing is I am, let me open up my code window again. I'm adding them to genshifter.com in the glitch directory, the static sites that I have. And then all of genshifter.com is deployed to DigitalOcean's app platform as a static site. So I commit to a GitHub profile. So all I've done so far are a couple of candle apps, whatever, but I have Live, Laugh, Blog, Make 8-Bit Art, genshifter.com, and bugsrock.online as separate static apps. And altogether, that is costing me $3 a month so far. We haven't figured out the node stuff, so I am downloading projects and saving them into various folders, like Apology Hero and RoboMotion. Actually, should I keep Blue Sky Sheep up and have it like constantly counting sheep and it never falls asleep? Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I want to do it when I'm paying attention, so I'll keep that on the to-do list. Secret Candle Math. I already downloaded that. Did I download that? Secret Candle Math is just my Candle Math app, but just like with my own special molds and stuff. It's not actually secret. Archive. GenShiver, we're keeping that. Make Hexel art. You can probably guess what Make Hexel art is. It is the hexagonal version of Make 8-Bit Art. And then there's Make Alopecia art. You can also guess what that is. Oh, my Lanta. I'm saving those for .com. So let's look at Make Hexel art. It's just it's like Make 8-Bit Art, but hexagonal. I only have like a grayscale thing. It's like pixel art, but with harder math. It is harder. So there's that. I will add that to .com, and Make Alopecia art. This is private because I don't want anybody to remix it because it's like personal. Like, I think it's. I was like sharing this only with friends who had alopecia like me. Oh, switch back to web. Thank you, Jason. I was saying, Make Hexel art. It's just the hexagonal one. And that will be added to .com. But Make Alopecia art, that was private. And I'll just show it. Let's see. It's a... Actually, you know what? Let's make it just private code. It's literally... it's literally drawing on my former alopecia spot. And I didn't make this public because some, not you in the chat, but like some people on the internet are really fucking weird. And so this is for my girlies who actually were struggling with alopecia areata specifically. So yeah. I'll probably add that to the doc. That's like I gotta figure out where I could like deploy private projects, like add access control. I mean, I'll probably have to like have a node droplet. Um, but yeah, this is my old apartment. I don't have that spot in the back of my head anymore. I I did yeah, I chose the gray. A lot of that hair did grow back gray. I'll say that. But yeah. Anyway, we have fun even in the midst of autoimmune disorders. But yeah, I've downloaded that. Um, let's see. Clumsy silicone account. July 15th. This project is a base for import. This might. Okay, so another thing y'all might know, I used to lead support for Glitch, so I was like doing a lot of support tickets. And so a lot of these remixes and like clones and stuff might be of other people's projects that I was helping them out on. None of them were like private. So, but like this might be okay. So I probably was importing like a Git project to test whether it would get suspended automatically. Because you know what? I'm going to show this to you. I don't know if this is this will show tags. Okay. You want to know why there's so much fucking phishing on the internet? Maybe like start at one of the main sources. There's literally a tag on GitHub, and it's public repositories matching this topic, and it's just phishing tools. It's kits, all of that, and you can report them to GitHub, and maybe in 6 months you might get a response, but maybe not. Anyway, so if you're wondering why is there so much phishing, why does Glitch have phishing, it takes like a village, and no one in the village wants to fucking work with each other. Anyway, that's want to get that off of my chest. I would be happy to go into how other platforms respond to phishing reports. Shouts out to Vercel. My last day at Fastly, I got an email from Vercel responding to a phishing report that I had made like 7 months prior, asking me for more info. Glad I'm not in that world. That hopefully no one is going to use my candles that I make for stealing credentials. But yeah, some of the projects on here that I have might be like that one where it was suspended because I was testing to see if like a phishing kit was detectable by our tools that we would constantly update to try to take down so people weren't using Glitch for phishing. That's like a book I could write if I had the executive function to write a book. You all should thank your lucky stars that I'm not out here writing books. Let's archive that one. Gen PM. Oh shit. This one is important. Gen PM, I believe, is my npm package. If you do npm install gen shifter. So I definitely need to do something with this. Let me download that. I used to make genshifter.com used to have business hours for like a few months where it was like only during business hours you can go to the site, and then otherwise it was like if you actually needed my info, then like npm install genshifter, and this is like the package. Oh yeah, my daytime hours used to be 9 to 5 p.m. Eastern, so it would not work, but you could add a query param. That's not the case anymore. And then I had the Joker. I'm like sharing like secret family recipes with you all. by the way. Uh, so, um, anyway, I have to put that somewhere. I'll keep it live right now. RK requests. Oh, this I think was the start of I co-host a show called Robot Karaoke here in Brooklyn. Well, I'm in Jersey City, but it's in Brooklyn. And you can choose a song and then a text source for the lyrics. And so then you would sing karaoke at this party with us, songs that have never been sung before and would never be sung again. And so I prototyped, it used to be you filled out a Google form, and then I prototyped a request to that connects to a Google form. I believe this uses Valtown. Yes. Okay. Yes. So Valtown is another resource I'll be using for node stuff. Omiele, thank you for joining. I'll see you around. I'll probably be doing this like every day next week. I'll set out the schedule. But yeah, so I use Valtown to run the API for connecting to the Google spreadsheet that we have. And so we have a catalog and then a val for making the request that would add it to a Google form. So here, this is an old list. This is like old. I don't think I've edited this in a very long time. But shout out to the Valtown folks. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to, this is not actively being used. I'm going to download it. I would say too old to care, but it's not too old to care, but it's not new enough to put node. So I'm going to create a new folder called not too old to care, but old enough. I'll like revisit those. But let me archive that. Botnik karaoke, what? This might just be a static site for the karaoke show. The next show, if you go to theweirdalgorithm.com, that's our website. So let's see. Jamie's gonna be, I believe Jamie's gonna be hosting the Elysian ones. May 30th, June 27th. And then we're both back July 14th in Brooklyn at Wonderville. I don't do the California shows, but the Wonderville ones I do. And so Wonderville, we're there every other month. Okay. This was clearly a placeholder. I don't think I actually changed anything. I think I was gonna do... Okay, I was going to create a glitch in bio for robot karaoke links, but then we just went with like the website. So this actually, don't even need to download it. Okay, uncovered field king, base for importing Git repos. This is another clone from GitHub. Probably was a support deal. I'll open up I haven't logged into Valtown in a few months. I'll open that up in a future stream and show y'all how I had been using that. I use this specifically to create vals for connecting to a Gugu spreadsheet. This is probably being suspended right now. Oh no, it's empty. Okay. Whatever. Archive, don't care. Fishbot. Fishbot. Fuck it. I'm showing Fishbot. I'm showing Fishbot on main. Fishbot is a bot that looks for different sources that are public of phishing apps. We find the ones that have glitch.me in the domain. We group them, alphabetize them, blah, blah, blah. And then would post it to a Slack channel. And then like support agents would monitor it and take them down as they are found. I will create an open source version of this. This idea is largely inspired by Riverside Rocks, who is a old glitch community member, one of the OGs, that had shared a fishing on glitch app. I don't know if it's still running because it's old. But essentially, we would look for these sources. We had URL scan, just because they showed up on URL scan didn't mean that it was phishing. And so often we would have to add apps that URL scan saw to this like allow list that we knew wasn't phishing. We would test it. Like I would duplicate and add my site and stuff like that. And we would scan all of them and then check the URL. And then we would post it to a Fishbot Slack channel that was specifically just for logging these. And it would do it once an hour. Yes, interval. And yeah, this is like a really helpful, handy tool. I'm definitely going to, it's not actively used anymore as far as I know, but I'm definitely going to make an open source version of that. I'll keep it live. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, what else do I have? Here's a private static site. I want to make sure that I'm not opening support projects that belong to other people that are private. So let me just open that in a separate page. Jam's live. Oh my god, Jam's live. Principal Peach Sardine doesn't appear to be anything. It's just a remix. It's a remix of Hello website that has no edits to it. So I'm gonna archive that. Jam's live. This is the run of show for all the glitch live streams that I used to do. And this is fun. Let me download that. Definitely want to put that live somewhere. And that's an 11D site. But yeah, I did 21 streams. I ended it. I stopped streaming the moment I knew I was going to leave Fastly. So that was mid-June. But great run. And this was like really helpful, and I would share all the links. One, there's a video, all the updates, and then the gallery of all the glitch apps that were shared, because it's just like was nice to be able to point to that. And if people are watching the video later on or didn't want to watch the video, they just wanted to know like what the news was and stuff. That was a fun project. This will actually make me emotional. I'm gonna close that. Fuck. So there's that. Okay. Let's see. What's Storm Sleepy create? It's a static site. It's probably nothing. This is nothing. Open up Rewind. Yeah, if I open up Rewind and I see Sue's face, that means it's just a remix of a starter. Shouts out to Sue. So I'm going to archive that. Facebox. Ugh, Jort Sort. Oh, I gotta put Jort Sort somewhere. Guys, I think I'm going to retire a Jort Sort. Okay. We're back to like May 2024. So Facebox, that actually is from like 2018. We partnered with WeTransfer. There's a lot of context here. I used to lead a team called the services team, and I was mentoring like early career developers. There was like a former sales engineer, a developer, and a designer, and we worked together to make an app that you can record a meeting and download the recording, and it would send it via WeTransfer. Wet transfer, as Posh is saying. It's very old. You can tell because we're using Webpack. This like won't work anymore. Oh. I'm gonna not have it use. Let's see if it. Okay, yeah. So I can send this to someone else and we can record it, and then when it's done recording, it sends it via WeTransfer. That was like the project. This was hard to do because one, like, I don't know why I was like, I'll teach you how to program by like doing a like video app. Like video is like hard to do. But we all learned a lot. Shout out to the WeTransfer team. If y'all are even still there, WeTransfer I think got bought by the same company that bought Meetup.com and ruined Meetup.com. But yeah, this is a Node app I'll explore and see if I can get going. I don't know if I am the only person on that project. Hey Olu, are we pouring one out for Glitch? We're pouring about 700 of them out for Glitch. I'm going through all my projects. Oh yeah, there's a lot of folks. Shout out to Allison, Nikki, Greg. If anyone knows how Greg Weil is doing, please let me know. I haven't heard from Greg since forever ago. Nikki and I are connected on LinkedIn, but any of like the OG Fog Creek Glitch era folks, I hope you all are doing well. Okay, I'm gonna end on this one. This is Jort Sort. Jort Sort is a project that I started. It's a bit that, like most bits, go too far. I believe I'm gonna have to add this to .com. So it is an algorithm that I authored. It's satirical in nature, but it is also has been. Oh, is rosettacode.org gone? Oh, damn. What happened to rosettacode.org? Interesting. Oh, did it literally just go down like a week ago? No. Wait. Anyway, Jort.technology links to this. I think that I'm going to I'm like getting the urge to look at the see if there's comments on this video still. This was 10 years ago. Every once in a while, I'll like end up on here and there's like a rude comment, but then they get deleted, so someone's monitoring it. I love this. Waste of time to not watch this video. Somebody said it's kind of funny video, but it's not. I have no sense of humor, and it is not either. But anyway, source of memories and fun. Oh yeah, here we go. So I guess the domain is just like down right now. I gotta move this over. Casey, have a good weekend. I'll see you in the forums. Take care of yourself, and thanks for keeping things running long enough for us to be able to do this. So everyone thank Casey and the Glitch team for the mammoth amount of work that's taken. You don't really even need two hands to count how many people are keeping Glitch running right now. So yeah, I think some people think that like the Glitch team is like 30 people, and it's not. Like there's like I think like 12 of us when we got acquired, and people like left, and Fastly let us hire like one person in the entire 3 years. So shouts out to headcount management. Okay, I think I'm gonna end this on not that note. I think we got through a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna take a screenshot of my page here. I'll probably jump back into this sometime during in the weekend, or maybe like on Monday. I do have a candle store that I have to launch next week, because May 31st is the 5-year anniversary of Live Laugh blog, my blog, and I want to celebrate that with a new design Live Laugh blog that I've been working on, and launching my candle store, Bugs Rock. I can show you. If you go to bugsrock.online, you can sign up for the newsletter to get like news before anyone else does when it's out. And I can show you right now, I've been making little tomatoes. These are tomato leaf scented candles, and they're like pixel style. This is part of what will be a duo called Tomato Tomato, which is an homage to me and my fellow Italian-American New Yorker living in New Jersey partner. So yeah, and there'll be more coming your way. But this is fun. I have 3 minutes so I can go pee before I get onto a Google Meet with Tasha. But thank you for joining me. I'll probably be back doing this like Monday. I actually have to figure out like where I'm going to deploy this node stuff. So if you have ideas, let me know. You know where to find me. All my info is on jenschiffer.com. And I'll see you on glitch.com. Bye.